Good morning everyone, this is Divya, lecturer in physics in BRR and GKR Chambers Degree College, Palakkal. Students, in previous class we are discussing about what is meant by an amplifier. Amplifier is nothing but a directly coupled high gain and a negative feedback amplifier. Directly coupled means there is a connection between one stage to another stage, and high gain means it produces a multiplying factor to the input signal and produces an amplified signal at the output. Then it producing an high multiplying factor. That high multiplying factor is nothing but a gain. Okay, next term, negative feedback. Here feedback is nothing but there is a connection between output and input is nothing but feedback. Negative feedback means there is a connection between output terminal and inverting terminal of an op amp is nothing but negative feedback. Here the op amp is finally said to be a directly coupled high gain and a negative feedback. This op amp can amplify AC as well as DC signals. We are already discussing about these topics. And what are the advantages of op amp? Low cost, low power consumption, and small in size, high reliability. Lifetime is more. These are the advantages of an op amp. And we are discussing next topic, configurations, open loop configurations and closed loop configurations. In open loop configuration is nothing but then there is no connection between output and input terminals, then that configuration is nothing but open loop configuration. In that configuration we are discussing about three topics: inverting open loop configuration, non-inverting open loop configurations, and differential open loop configurations. And next configuration is closed loop configuration. In the closed loop configuration we are discussing inverting and non-inverting closed loop configuration. Closed loop configuration is nothing but there is a connection between output to input terminals of an op amp is nothing but closed loop configurations. Next topic we are discussing about the characteristic of op amp. There are two types of characteristics: ideal and practical characteristics. Ideal consideration is considered due to the imperfections in practical op amp. There is an offset produced at the output, because when the two input terminals are grounded there will be a showing some output voltage at the output terminal. Then this voltage is nothing but a offset voltage. Because of this we can assume the ideal op amp. Then the ideal op amp has different characteristics like infinite open loop gain and infinite input impedance, zero output impedance and zero offset voltage, and infinite bandwidth, infinite common mode rejection ratio, like that. Next, in practical op amp characteristics, some finite values for every characteristic. Yes, these are all already discussing in previous classes. And our next topic is basic differential amplifier. In previous class we are also discussing about basic differential amplifier. Basic differential amplifier is nothing but when the two input terminals are applied at two different voltage supplies, then it produces the difference between the two input voltages and in amplified form at the output terminal. That is the gain produced at the output terminal of a differential amplifier is more for differential signals. That means different input signals. For in case of common mode signals the gain is low. In previous class we are discussing that the output produced for differential input terminals or voltages applied at the inverting and non-inverting terminals produced as V0 is equal to AD into VD, and differential gain AD is equal to V0 by VD. And if the two input terminals are common, then that means V1 and V2 voltage supplies at the inverting and non-inverting terminals are same, then it produces actually zero output. But in case of practical amp it does not producing zero, then it takes the average of the voltages applied at the input terminals, and that average must be amplified at the output terminal with common mode gain. That common mode gain is represented with the letter AC, is the ratio of output voltage source to the common mode voltage source. Okay, Then finally a differential amplifier produces output for differential modes and common modes, as V naught is the summation of AD VD and AC VC. Okay, finally the output is produced for differential basic differential amplifier, and a common mode rejection ratio is represented with a letter rho, which is the ratio of differential voltage gain to the common mode gain. Okay, what are the features of a differential amplifier? There are mainly, here we have 4 features. First one is high differential voltage gain. The gain of differential inputs are high, and low common mode gain. The gain of common mode signals is very low. If the gain of common mode signals is low, in case of common mode signals applied at the inverting and non-inverting terminals, then gain is very low. In that case, the common mode rejection ratio becomes maximum. That means high common mode rejection ratio, which is another feature of a differential amplifier. And low offset voltage. It produces low offset voltage. That means if the common mode signals are given to the two input terminals, then it produces very low voltage at the output terminal. Okay, these are the features of the differential amplifier. Next topic we are discussing that transistorized differential amplifier. The differential amplifier mainly produced with two transistors, that is considering emitter based circuit having two transistors of NPN transistors. NPN is nothing but a single p-type semiconductor sandwiched between two n-type semiconductors is nothing but NPN transistors. Here we have two transistors Q1 and Q2. These are the two transistors here. Okay, and this NPN transistors direction shows the direction from base to emitter. In Q1 there are 3 terminals, base, emitter and collector. In Q1 transistor, the base is represented with a letter B1 and collector is represented with a letter C1 and emitter is represented with a letter E1. In transistor 2, Q2 is having 3 terminals and they are represented collector as C2, base as B2 and emitter as E2. And voltages are applied with respect to a resistor through a collector of Q1 as RC1 and voltage source at VC through a collector, then the voltage source plus VC. Positive voltage supply voltage at the collector junction is represented with a letter VC, and negative voltage supply applied at the emitter junction, then through a resistor the resistance is RE1. The resistance through emitter is represented with a letter RE1 for a first transistor. Then the negative supply voltage is minus VE through a emitter junction. Okay, in case of second transistors, the positive supply voltage is represented with plus VC and negative supply voltage is also represented with a minus VE. Now going to our topic, the transistorized differential amplifier uses two emitter biased circuits which are identical in characteristics. There are two transistors Q1 and Q2 have exactly matched characteristics. Matched characteristics means equal in characteristics, that is having two collector and emitter resistance are equal. That means RC1 is equal to RC2 and RE1 is equal to RE2. Then the magnitudes of plus VCC and minus VEE are also same. In case of magnitudes, signs are different but magnitudes are equal. Then voltage supplies for positive terminal and negative terminals are equal in magnitude but signs are different. The differential amplifier can be obtained by connecting a emitter E1 of Q1 to the emitter E2 of Q2. Now the two junctions of emitter of Q1 and emitter of Q2 are connected. Then the RE1 and RE2 are appears to be in parallel. Then these resistors are replaced with a single resistor RE. Here we have that RE1 appears in parallel with the RE2 and the combination can be replaced by a single resistance RE. The base B1 of Q1 is connected to a input voltage source Vs1, while the base B2 is connected to the input source Vs2. Voltage sources are applied at the base terminals with respect to the ground at Q1 and Q2. Three resistances Rs and at the Q1 and another Rs with at the transistor at base B2 through a resistor Rs. Okay. The balanced output is taken between the collector C1 of Q1 and the collector C2 of Q2. The two collector resistance are same and hence these are denoted with the same resistance RC1 and RC2 are same, then which is represented with another letter equal in resistance, then that's why these resistance is replaced with a letter RC. Okay, this is a transistorized differential amplifier. In this transistorized differential amplifier, the emitter of transistor 1 and emitter of transistor 2 are connected. Then RE1 and RE2 are appears to be parallel. In that RE1 RE2 we are replacing a one single resistance RE. Then this RE is connected with a negative supply voltage, and RC1 and RC2 are equal in characteristics then and equal in magnitude. Then these two resistance are replaced with a single resistor RC, and these two terminals are connected with a positive supply voltage, and the base is connected to a voltage source as Vs1, and second base of transistor 2 is connected to a voltage source Vs2 with respect to ground. Three resistances Rs. Okay, this is the transistorized differential amplifier. Okay, the transistor differential amplifier circuit configurations. There are four types of differential amplifier configurations. First one is dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Next one is dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Next one is single input balanced output differential amplifier. Next one is single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Here we have the circuit symbols. First one is dual input balanced output. What is meant by dual input? If the input is applied to the two base terminals of a transistorized differential amplifier, that means the voltage sources are applied to the base B1 and of Q1 and base B2 of Q2. Voltage source Vs1 and Vs2 with respect to ground, three resistor Rs is connected to a base terminals of two transistors, and here the title is dual input balanced output. Dual input means the inputs are given to the two base terminals. Next one, balanced output. What is meant by balanced output? The output is taken at the two terminals, collector terminals of an differential amplifier. Then that output is nothing but balanced output. Here we have the circuit symbol. First circuit symbol shows the dual input and balanced output. Here we have applying the two voltage sources at two base terminals, and output is taken across the collector junction, two collector junctions. Then that's why this is called as dual input balanced output. Next configuration is dual input unbalanced output. Dual input means there is a input voltage source applied at the two input base terminals of differential amplifier. Base terminal 1 of Q1 is connected to a voltage source S1, and base terminal 2 of Q2 is connected to a voltage source S2 with respect to ground through a resistor Rs, and the output is taken across any one of the collector junction. Then that's why it is called as unbalanced output. Input is given at two terminals, but output is taken across a single collector terminal, then that's why this configuration is nothing but dual input unbalanced output. Next configuration is single input balanced output. In the name single input, that means there is a voltage source applied only at the single base terminal, either of the any one of the base terminal. That's why that is called as single input. Here the input is given to the base terminal 2 of a transistor 2 through a voltage source Vs and through a resistance Rs with respect to ground, and the base terminal B1 of Q1 is connected directly to the ground. Then that's why it is a single input differential amplifier. And balanced output. Balanced output means the output is taken across the two collector junctions. That's why that is called as a balanced output. Single input balanced output configurations. Next configuration is single input unbalanced output. Here we have again give the only one voltage source of any one of the base terminal. Here we have given the voltage source to the base terminal 2 of transistor 2 through a resistance Rs of voltage source Vs with respect to ground, and base terminal B1 of transistor Q1 is directly grounded. Then it becomes a single input. And unbalanced output. Unbalanced output means there is a output collection at one of the collector terminal. Here we have taken the output at the one of the collectors of transistor 1 with respect to ground. That's why this configuration is nothing but single input unbalanced output. These are the 4 type of configurations of transistorized differential amplifier. First one is dual input balanced output, second one is dual input unbalanced output, next one is single input balanced output, and next one is single input unbalanced output. These are very easiest topics in differential amplifier configurations. Here we have the discussion that the differential amplifier uses two transistors in common emitter configuration. If the output is taken between the two collectors, it is called balanced output or double-ended output. If the output is taken between two collectors, it is called balanced output or double-ended output. If the output is taken at any one of the collector with respect to ground, it is called unbalanced output or single-ended output. If the signal is given at both the input terminals, it is called as dual input or double-ended input. If the signal is given to only one of the input terminals and the other terminal is grounded, it is called single input or single-ended input. This is about the different configurations of transistorized differential amplifier. Okay, our next topic is IC identification, integrated circuit identification. In previous class we are telling about an op-amp is designed as a regular triangle shape having two input terminals and single output terminal. This design is holded in a rectangular housing. This rectangular housing is nothing but a integrated circuit. This integrated circuit, how can we identify the ICs for our purpose? We are using voltage amplifiers. For voltage amplifiers we use IC 741. Here IC 741 means integrated circuit 741 voltage amplifier we are using. How can we use this IC 741? Different